tell me the latest on GLP-1. You think I'm tacky, baby? Stop talking to me.
Hello, this is Angela, nurse practitioner. Can you, I don't have any sound on Recrea Health. Can you look, please? This is Angela, nurse practitioner. I'm here for you guys. Today we are talking about GLPs and hormones, anything at all that you are interested in or that you want to talk about. Okay, good. All right, thank you. So we are here to discuss anything and everything that you want to talk about. So we really just talk about anything. Yesterday we tried to keep it a positive swing on the GLPs, and then it ended up just talking about all kinds of questions and comments. But I would really like to keep it positive. What positive things have you experienced from the GLPs? Does anybody have any of the positive experiences that they have? I know I have had a ton of them. So I am live currently on 2 pages, just in case you have figured that out. So I have 2 pages. My main page is Recrea Health. My backup page is Recrea Wellness. So if you're seeing me on 2 pages, that's why, because I have 2 pages. So I do often, actually lately I haven't, but I get in trouble sometimes, but that's okay because, you know, this is a touchy subject, but it is okay. So I am a nurse practitioner. I actually have a clinic in Medina, Ohio, and we are here to assist you. My main goal in life is to teach and educate and make sure that I am helping everybody understand GLPs. Just basically my goal is to educate and teach and keep people safe. So, you know, we do offer the medications. We do cover 47 states, but really honestly, I'm just here to make sure that we are keeping you guys safe, because you can get these and you can get them pretty cheap some places, but really we just, but you can get sick. You can get really sick on these. So, you know, I want to open it up. You can ask any questions that you want. You know, we talk about, you know, what to eat, what not to eat, how to make sure that you're, you know, moving your bowels every day, how to not lose hair is a big one. How to make sure that you're getting enough protein, how to make sure that you are, you know, not L-ing too much, where to get these, where not to get these, you know. So I do a lot of educational videos, especially on my Recrea Health page. There's a lot of educational videos over on that page. Yes, that is my picture in the background. So you can definitely see that I have been on these for 4 years. I've actually been prescribing them for 4 years. So I do really understand these medications pretty much inside and out. I work a lot with S&T. So I ask that you please share my live. Please follow both of my pages, Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness. And just, you know, any questions that you have. So first question, 3 months on Z, just started 7.5 and no W. No symptoms, any suggestions? Yes. So if you're on it for this long and you're not noticing anything, then I really suggest that you do a free consultation with us. So what we do is, that's not normal unless you don't have a lot of L to begin with. 2L. a lot of W2L in the first place. So what I really recommend is 1 to 3 a week is normal for women. 3 to 5 a week is normal for men. So if you have it 2L, so if your BMI is in that 24.9 to 28 or 29, then it gets really, really difficult. You have to count your calories. Women should be 13 to 1400. Guys typically are 16 to 1800. And that is from a lot of people that I've looked at. So your protein should be 100 grams a day for women, and guys should be 120 grams a day. So what you need to do is really look at those 3 things. Then if you're doing those, then you need to call me, because we need to look at you specifically. It's really difficult to give you proper information if we don't look at you specifically. So if you aren't able to get a hold of your provider that's giving you these meds and they can't give you the answers that you need, then reach out and we can do a free consultation with you, because we definitely would help you. The other thing that we have is called LipoBurn, that if you DM us or message us, we can definitely help you. So if you want that free consultation, you can DM us or message us as well, and we can definitely help you with the LipoBurn, because it has energy support, it has fat burners, but it also has immunity support. It's just a whole bunch of vitamins that can really help with that stall. Or I have been finding, and I highly recommend that you watch this video. I spent like an hour developing this thing, but go to my Recrea Health page, and before you inject, you need to watch this, because it's a slide through video. But what it's going to do is it's going to help you understand the different doses that are out there. It's going to help you understand the questions that you need to ask of where you're getting the medications, because not every single one of these medications is treated the same. And so you really need to understand the dosing that you're on. You need to understand how to inject yourself. You need to understand what you are actually injecting. So it is really important that you go and watch that video and you really understand what you are actually injecting. So please go watch that video. I have a regular follow-up doctor's appointment recently, thought about WL medication, especially GLP. I am so happy that I made that leap 4 years ago. 1, it has changed my practice completely, but 2, it has changed my life completely. So I highly recommend making that leap. And if your provider won't help you, absolutely 100% I can help you. So please, please, please reach out to us and we can help you. We cover actually 47 states. Our S is $299. Our T is $450 in most states, and we cover 47 states. So please reach out to us. Didn't hear what video it was. So can you name it again? Oh shoot, I think it's orange. So it actually is the only orange video, and you have to actually slide through it, but it's what to know before you inject. I think that's what I named it, but it's an orange video, and it's actually just a picture, or it's words, and it's orange. So you need to go watch that, because it's really going to give you the information that you need, because it's really important to know what you're injecting, because especially if you hit a stall. I had a lady the other day that I spoke to that was injecting, I've never even heard of this dose. I didn't even know this was a thing. And it's from a very well-known pharmacy that we hear commercials on the radio all the time. And they were giving her 1 milligram / 1 ml of Sema. And I was just blown away that that was even a thing. And she had actually purchased 3 months in advance and was wondering why she had no L. And it's because they were giving her basically nothing medication-wise. And it was insane to me that she was doing that. Does taking an antibiotic with tea, that should be totally fine. You might have some bowel upset, which is normal with an antibiotic, but just remember, I'm not giving medical advice. Just wanted to be clear on that. But antibiotics can mess with your bowels, so you need to be careful and make sure, antibiotics are going to cause constipation, or they're going to cause diarrhea. Everybody's different. So just make sure you're managing your bowels very well. Please follow me. Both pages, which are Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness. My business is Recrea Health and Wellness, hence the two names. Please share my live as well, please. I started Wegovy 3 weeks ago. I have lost a whopping 3. Is that normal? Yes, but the barely eating is not normal. You have to eat, guys. You have to eat. So 1 to 3 a week is normal for ladies, and 3 to 5 a week is normal for guys. So that is a completely normal. But if you're not eating, that is not normal. So you need to make sure that you are eating, and you need to make sure that you are getting your calories in. So if you're not eating, you need to decrease your dose if possible, but you need to drink your protein. If you're not getting that protein, then you're going to get sick. So make sure that you're getting your protein, okay, everybody? So women need 100 grams a day, guys need 150 grams a day. So there you go. Oh, somebody thinks my 450 for tea is robbery. Well, if you think of it this way, I only do the highest concentration. I don't have contracts. I don't have membership fees. I don't have cancellation fees. And my 450 is for the highest concentration that is available on the market. And I don't charge for anything else, and I am always available, and you can contact me. And actually, I have seen prices as high as $650. If you want to call and get it direct from the pharmacy, it's $1,600. So everybody's entitled to their opinion. But I really don't know what to say to you. But that's okay. Hey, you know what? I'm on these lives all the time, and everybody is entitled to their opinion, and they like to be mean sometimes, and that's okay. I still love you. Ship to APO. What's APO? I don't know what that is. Oh, a PO box? Is that what you mean? It's FedEx, so I don't know if that could go to a PO box. How long has anyone been on a GLP? I personally have been on it for 4 years, and I intend on being on it forever. They have been, S has been on the market for 10 to 15 years. Is 0.75 a good starting dose? No, it should be a lot lower than that. You want to be a lot lower. 0.75 is too high. That could make you pretty sick, so don't start there. Was taking GLP and was not told it would counteract with my birth control. So this can definitely improve fertility, and it can definitely increase the chances of pregnancy. So I've not heard that it can counteract birth control, but I have definitely had people not on birth control and them become pregnant. And I have had 10 women in my practice become pregnant on it. So I definitely highly recommend that you are protecting yourself, but I have not heard that it can counteract your birth control. That's a new one. Congratulations. I mean, hello, that's a little blessing there, a little surprise, but it definitely does increase your fertility, and it does definitely increase the chances of pregnancy because it does, but it can also affect your menses. So ladies, be careful. If you don't want to get pregnant, it definitely can cause that. What is the best dose to start on? So it depends on which medication. I would say for T, it's either 2.5 or 3 most of the time. And then for Tirzep, it's 0.25 milligrams most of the time. So it really, and for S, there are lots of different concentrations, as well as for T, there are a lot of different concentrations as well. So I'm having a hard time getting my protein. That is a common thing. So what I tell people with protein, you have to sprinkle it throughout the day. You have to. So what I do is I replace my meals with protein. That is the only way that I have found for me that it's the easiest to do it. So there are 2 protein waters that I really like. This is one of them. These are available on my Recrea Health page. And what you can do is this one actually has 20 grams of protein and electrolytes. So this is a really good one. It actually tastes good, and it's when it's ice cold. I like all my protein ice cold, to be honest with you. Then this one has 10 grams of protein. This is the Power Lift. There are videos. Both of these have videos on my Recrea Health page. Then the other thing that I do is I like Herbalife. And if you're interested, you can DM me. Excuse me, you can DM me or you can message me and I can get you the link for the Herbalife. I can't do whey. So if everybody would like, you can put links in here for the different proteins, but I do meal supplements with my protein. So I typically do 2 meal supplement shakes a day for breakfast and lunch. And my shakes usually have about 40 grams and that gets me to my 80. And then I'll throw in one of these waters. I actually just found, oh, I should have brought it over here. I'm sorry. Split. It is a milk, an ultra filtered milk, and it has caffeine in it. And it actually tastes delicious. And that is 20 grams of protein. And it is actually really, really good. And it's not whey, which is even better. These waters are whey isolate, and I can't drink those every day because they will mess with my stomach. So the ultra filtered milk is fantastic, and they have a whole bunch of flavors. I like the strawberry. So that's something else that you can try as well. But you just get your protein in, you just have to sprinkle it throughout your day. That is the only way that you're going to do it. If you are getting cravings, the best thing to do for cravings is to increase your protein and your hydration. So that is really important, is to kind of sprinkle it throughout the day. Thank you, Kayla, for saying my price is actually pretty good. It is actually pretty good, and we don't have the membership fees. We don't have contracts, and we ship it straight to your door, and it's fantastic. So also, we are always available. That is what's really important, because you actually have humans, you have medical professionals at your fingertips all the time. And that's what's really important, because a lot of these places, you don't have anybody to help you if you get sick. You don't have anybody to help you if you can't figure out how to get your protein in, or you're losing your hair, or you have a question, or, you just need help. Then that's what's really bad. So, there's a lot of places that, yeah, you might be able to get it for a lot less expensive. Plus, you don't know what you're getting. And I only use FDA regulated pharmacies. I only use good, legit products. And it's the absolute highest concentration available on the market. And that's the difference between a good place and a not so good place. So yeah, you might be able to get it dirt cheap. But you know what happens when you get something dirt cheap a lot of times? You get what you pay for. What's the best GLP brand for the higher WL? Honestly, they're both very, very similar. They're one molecule different, and you can have good L on the S versus the T, and I've tried both of them personally because I wanted to be able to compare. Now, I have more nausea on T, so everybody's different. So what I do in my practice is I will actually try people out on S because it is less expensive. And then if they fail or they have side effects or, there's issues, then we'll switch to T. So honestly, both of them have very similar WL. And it's so honestly, Joe, you can have the similar L on both. Do GLPs randomly stop working? I don't think they randomly stop working. It's what I think is we do as humans is we learn to eat around them. And I've done this. So I remember I've been on these for 4 years. So I am not only, I was going to say like the hair club, not only am I a patient, I am a provider as well. But what I've noticed is at times throughout those 4 years is I've learned to eat around them. So I have figured out, if I could now eat, like Skittles, or I could eat cake, but the brownies make me sick. So I could eat this, but I can't eat this. So that's what I have figured out over the years. So that's what we have to do is make sure that you are being careful and you're avoiding those things. Protein, if we slack off on that protein, then we are going to have more of the cravings and the hunger, and we can have more WG. Okay, so you have to be very careful about that. Aubrey, good job. Aubrey said she just contacted my office and she has an appointment. So I'm excited for you to join our family, Aubrey. It is seriously easy. Now, if you go on, oh shoot, I can't say what that is, but if you DM us and you message us and then, you go on I can't say the word, sorry. But if you go on that thing that everybody has, yeah, I can't even hint at it. But please call us if we don't reach out to you, because just like this morning, somebody was trying to call. They called like 3 times in a row. I was in the office seeing a patient. Veronica's kids were sick, so she was trying to get her home care set up so that she could get her kids taken care of. She wasn't here yet. So just call us, leave us a message. Oh, I can't say that either. Doggone it. Gotta love TikTok. But so just continue to reach out to us and DM us, message us. We will get back to you. I promise. We're not trying to be butts. Somebody got angry with me yesterday because I didn't do something. And I'm like, you know what? We're all humans. And yesterday, I don't know if you noticed, the whole world kind of shut down. But, we're here. We're not going anywhere, but, things happen sometimes. GLP after gallbladder removal. Yes, you can absolutely 100% do that. So I went into this deep dive because I guess there was this nurse that did this TikTok video that said, oh my God, don't take a GLP because it causes gallbladder issues. No, actually, obesity causes gallbladder issues. Any kind of diet can cause gallbladder issues. Dehydration can cause gallbladder and kidney stone issues. So what you have to do is make sure you're losing slowly. You don't want to have a drastic drop in your W because that will cause gallbladder and it can cause kidney issues. So you need to make sure you're staying very well hydrated. We want a slow, steady, consistent W. So 1 to 3 a week for ladies and 3 to 5 a week for guys. Then if you've had your gallbladder removed, you need to have a nice, steady, slow W, and you want to make sure that you're staying away from those fried fatty foods. That's with any kind of program. So that is really important. If you're having pain, then make sure you're reaching out to your provider because, there's something going on. And if you're having gallbladder pain, that right upper quadrant pain, make sure you reach out and they need to do an ultrasound, see what's going on with you. Don't continue taking the medications if you're having any kind of pain. Any upper quadrant pain, get that checked because if it's right-sided, it could be your gallbladder. If it's left-sided, it could be your pancreas. If it's left lower quadrant, it could be your bowels. So you need to make sure that you're getting any kind of pains checked because we don't want you running into any major issues. That's really important to make sure that you're getting those things checked, everybody, because we don't want anybody getting sick on this. That's why it's so important to make sure that you can get a hold of your providers. Because if you don't, you can get really sick on these. It's really important to make sure that you're not getting really sick. Okay. So remember, I have 2 pages. I have at Recrea Health and at Recrea Wellness. A lot of you are on the at Recrea Wellness page, so I appreciate you being there. And then there's only a few of you on the at Recrea Health one, which is my main page, which is really weird. But TikTok doesn't like pushing that page out anymore. Can I deliver to the APO as military and still deliverable by the UPS? Jessica, I would say check with me and then I can check with my pharmacy to see if I can deliver to that address. I do deliver to a lot of military. I deliver to Hawaii and they are in the military. So I deliver to quite a few military, but I don't know if it's out of the country. So I would say just please reach out and I can find out about that. I'm in Ozempic, had a hysterectomy 4 months ago, and I think you mean I'm not losing. It might just take your body some time to adjust, but I would say, Monica, reach out and we can talk because it just might need to be, we need to look at your calories, we need to look at your protein, activity level, your BMI. Anytime you stall or anytime things aren't working out right, DM us, message us. Let us do a free consultation with you because we just need to talk. We need to figure out what's going on. And we could definitely it's individualized at that point. And we have lipo burn, which we can help you with. Sometimes its dosing isn't right. Sometimes we just need to talk to you. So the gallbladder ultrasound was good, but they said it may be the sludge and irritation. So then I would double up on the hydration. I would just make sure that you're avoiding any foods that might cause that irritation of the gallbladder, which could be the fatty foods. It could be simple carbs, anything like that. No loss of 6 months. So that is when I would be extremely frustrated, and I would definitely reach out because, again, we got to look at the BMI. We have to look at your calories. We have to look at, are you eating simple carbs? What is your protein intake, activity levels? So DM, message us, and we can definitely help you. So is it true about the vision loss? It is extremely rare. Yes, it can happen, but it is very, very rare. So what I suggest is if you're concerned about it, go get a vision exam. If you at any point have any vision changes, then reach out to an ophthalmologist. Make sure that you're talking to somebody about it. But it is extremely rare. The people that are at the highest risk are people that have diabetic retinopathy. Those are the only ones that are at the biggest risk and should be the most concerned about it. Otherwise, it's not an issue. Digestive enzymes. I really like ZenWise, ZenWise. It is available on my Recrea Health page, and it is one of the best, and that's for women. The one that I like for guys is Ox Bile, Oxbile. My husband took it. He absolutely loved it. He thought it was great. But ZenWise is a probiotic digestive enzyme, and it has female health in it as well. So that's really, really a good one. So you're welcome. Lizzie, I think is how you say it. Thank you. I'm going to ask what I could do. So hydration and be mindful of simple carbs and fat. Absolutely. Those are the things that can irritate a gallbladder. Google. Just look up what can irritate a gallbladder and see what kind of a diet is going to help a sludgy. I could try to think of a scientific term for it, but a sludgy gallbladder, because there are some, I think there's some cleanses that you can do for your gallbladder that might help as well. My doctor also, Topamax is something that we can do for people that have that stall. I am not familiar with Lomera. I am not familiar with that one at all. I'd have to look that up actually. So I will write that down. I will write that down. I'm not familiar with that one, so I'll check into that one. We use Topamax. I really like it, so people can tolerate it fine. One of the big side effects with Topamax is pins and needles. It could be in fingers, it can be in toes and feet. If you can tolerate that, get over that side effect if you get it. It eventually goes away and people respond really, really well. So that's something that you can try also for the stall. I personally like lipoburn. It's more natural and it's vitamins, and people respond really, really well to it. Flu vaccine, that's fine. No issues there. I'm starting 3 milligram. I can't go to New York City, Wisconsin, or Kansas. Now, I do have another provider that is using the same product, same pharmacy that I do. So if you are in any of those 3 states, reach out to me and I can definitely help you. Topamax is really a good one. I do like it. Didn't know it was safe combined with GLP. Yeah, Topamax is fine with GLP. We have quite a few people on it in our practice. I'm on it, but I was actually started on it for leg cramps. And that is how I found out that it does actually work really well with GLPs. So it does work. No, not every medication works for everyone. There are those few that it doesn't work on. Not very many. And if you don't listen to what we teach you, and it might not work. So there are those few people out there that continue to eat everything that they still have WL, but I recommend that you listen to what's in my middle pinned video on my Recrea Health page or my pinned videos in general. But you have to change your lifestyle. That's the whole point of this, is to change your lifestyle so you can eventually get off of these. Now, I will never get off of them because I was a yo-yoer and I don't want to get off of them. But you want to change your lifestyle so that you can be happier and healthier, okay? But if you don't change your lifestyle, then when you go off, you're going to gain everything back. But that is, so no, they don't work for everyone. But if people follow what I say and what I recommend and the teaching that I give, then yes, most time it does work. The tiredness. You have to take Bs. So Megan was right. Megan's been with me long enough now that she knows the drill. So lipo burn is a really good way to get past the tiredness. So lipo burn has a ton of the B vitamins in it. So what I highly recommend is you try the lipo burn. So what it has is a bunch of bees. It has a bunch of other stuff in it, but it has fat burner in it. It has energy support in it. Plus it has the immunity support. So we're getting into the winter months. So having some immunity support in it is really good. So if you're interested in the lipo burn, DM me or message us and we can help you with that as well. So it's really important. So if everybody could please share my live, I would really appreciate it. And if everybody could please follow both of my pages, that would be fantastic. So it's Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness. Yes, Topamax and Topamate are the same thing. How long will the tea last if you are new? They last for typically 7 days. It's supposed to be. That's why you inject every 7 days. Some people start feeling it. People should not be mean. I agree with you, Tabitha. How long should it last? So 5 to 7 days is the typical. Some people start to feel hungry at the 5 days. I don't know why people feel the need to be mean, because it's really ridiculous. There's always negative Nancy's. I know. There's always jealous people that have to feel like they need to be mean. If you don't, and this is where people like to get mean, is with this comment, hair loss, because they see my hair and they think, oh, Angela lost all her hair. That's why she doesn't have any hair. Look at her thin hair. Yeah, so somebody on here will be mean about my thin hair. Go ahead, make your comments about my thin hair. This is how I've been since I was 17. Okay. I don't really care. This is me. All right. So if you don't get your protein, so women 100 grams a day, guys 120 grams a day, you also need to make sure you're getting a collagen. So I personally like Nutrafol, one of my favorite collagens. I take this every day. I have not lost any hair being on this, okay? The second thing that I like is the Nutrafol hair vitamins. All right. So I take this on and off. I don't take it consistently just because I don't take vitamins consistently all the time. But if you're interested in the Nutrafol, just DM us or message us and we can help you with that. So hair, not just GLP, but anytime you're on any program to where you're trying to get healthier and you're changing the way you're eating, you're going to lose hair. So you have to make sure that you eat properly and get enough protein or you will lose hair. Okay. We don't want you to speed up the results. We want you to have a slow, steady, consistent L. All right. I don't want you to do a fast, crazy L, because if you do, when you go off, you're not going to lose it. All right. That's just how it is. You can't. All right. So Mary Ruth products. I'm actually waiting for mine. I've done a lot of research on the products and I like her multivitamin and I'm actually waiting for her calcium. So I have a product that I actually do have that they shipped. It's the chlorophyll and oh, shoot. I'll post the video today. I actually did a video. I just haven't posted it yet. It's chlorophyll and there's another one. So I do actually like the Mary Ruth products. I just haven't posted the video yet. All right. If you do actually want to, like help the progress a little bit, but I don't like the term speed it up, but you can DM us about lipoburn. That does help a little bit. Right. So I've been on it for a while at 12.5 stall, delay, speed up, Noel, or whatever you want to call it, lipoburn. I really like the lipoburn. Reach out, DM, we can help you with that. It has energy support, fat burner, and it has immunity support, fat burner in it. Immunity, energy, and fat burner. You can try the Topamax, or Topamite. That's another thing that you can do. But you have to count your calories. You have to count your protein. You have to do all of those things. You have to look at your energy levels. All of those things are really, really important. So it's just important to really do that. Okay. No simple carbs. Stay away from anything that's processed to be white. So white sugar, flour, pasta, rice. Make sure you're getting your complex carbs. Make sure you're getting your protein. I've been on GLP 2 weeks, started at 2.5. Is that a good dose? Absolutely 100%. That's a fantastic dose. I had lots of dizzy spells and eye problems on O. Dizzy spells are typically low blood sugar. They can be low blood pressure, low heart rates, dehydration. So there's a lot of things that could be. So what you need to do is you make sure that you reach out to your provider, go to your primary care, make sure that they're talking to you, make sure that they're looking at different things, maybe check your blood work, maybe see what's going on. Complex carbs are anything that's naturally in the earth. So your vegetables, your roots, your potatoes, your whole grains, your oats. Don't go to your fruits very often, because if you don't burn them, they turn to sugars. Okay. I'm worried about hair loss. So the hair loss, you want to make sure you take a Nutrafol vitamin. This is one of my favorites, and you want to make sure that you're doing a collagen. Okay. Also, make sure that you're getting a protein, 100 grams a day for women, 120 grams a day for guys. So I cannot tell you how much this person elled, but that's fantastic and that's amazing. So no, these don't typically stop working. What we do is we figure out how to eat around them. So you have to bump your protein back up. You have to make sure you're hydrated, and you need to make sure that you're getting your calories where they're supposed to be. Guys are about 16 to 1800 calories normally. Women are about 13 to 1400, never, ever under 1200 calories. I have 4 weeks on the lowest dose, and I haven't had any L. Only thing I gained was stomach pain. Okay, so you need to make sure you are getting calories, because if you're not getting enough, your stomach goes into a state of starvation. Women 1 to 3 a week, guys 3 to 5 a week, but you need to make sure that you have to start at the lowest dose. Everybody has to start at the lowest dose, because if you don't, you're going to get nausea, vomiting, stomach pain. But stomach pain is not necessarily normal, but it might be if you aren't eating enough, or if you're not eating the right things. So for instance, if you're eating simple carbs, it's going to cause some stomach pain. Or if you're not moving your bowels daily, it can cause some stomach pain. So you need to make sure that you talk to your provider and you're getting that looked at and taken care of. Topamax, what's a good milligram? So what we typically do is 25 milligrams for 5 days, then 50 milligrams for, 7 days, then 75 milligrams for 7 days, and then 100 milligrams for 7 days. So we started out really slow and we slowly slide it up. Okay. I'm doing 2.5 of tea for 2 weeks, and then when I go up to 5, that's typical. All right. So on tea, typical starting dose is about 2.5 or 3 milligrams. Thoughts on GLPs while on ADHD meds? There's no issues with that. Just make sure your provider knows that you're on ADH meds and GLPs, just because there might be some delay absorption of the Vyvanse, and they may want to be aware of that so that they can keep an eye on your ADHD symptoms and meds. I use Atkins low sugar protein shakes. They are great. That is actually a really good shake if that's what you like, and that's fine. That's a good suggestion. Why do simple carbs cause pain? Because they are sugars. First of all, that's what put me in that situation of that person behind me. And simple carbs are not good for you. Yes, they are processed. So simple carbs are sugar. Sugar is going to cause your insulin production to be messed up. These are helping your insulin resistance. So what they do is they cause indigestion, belching, nausea, and vomiting, and they can cause sulfur bursts. So what is doing is you're making your body fight. So you're trying to fix the insulin resistance, which is trying to help your blood sugar. So you're putting in this blood sugar, you're putting in this sugar that's making your insulin resistant. It's just screwing with your body on so many levels. So plus you're trying to have an L of W and you're just putting in this blood sugar or the sugar that is causing a whole lot of problems. So you want to not eat it. And trust me, if you eat it and you're fortunate, well, kind of maybe not fortunate because we're trying to have L, but if you're not getting sick from them, a lot of people think they are fortunate because they're not getting any side effects. I think I'm fortunate because I do get the side effects, so I can't eat it. So then that gives me more L. So I guess you can figure out if you're fortunate or unfortunate. I kind of think I'm fortunate. Are there signs of too high of a dose? That's a loaded question. So signs of too high of a dose. That is, yes, nausea, vomiting. Those are your biggest signs that you gave too much. And it's usually violent vomiting that you gave too much because you cannot keep nothing down if you gave too much. I would not recommend giving too much. I would recommend listening to your providers, listening to me. I have people argue with me. Oh, I never get sick. I have a high heel hernia. I never get sick. Oh, yes, you will. Trust me, you will. I had stomach virus, dehydrated, but saying I had acute pancreatitis won't let me take for 7 weeks. Listen to them. Yes, listen to them. Do not take this if you've been told not to take it because of one reason or another. Have you had any experience with GLP injecting twice a week instead of once? If you're going to do that, half dose it. Do not do double dose in that same week because you will be violently ill. So if, say, for instance, you're doing the top dose and you're, some people will do it because they have increased hunger at the end of the week. So they'll split it and then that will, so that preventing that hunger. Yes, you can do that. I personally don't like that so much because I just don't. It's just been a thing with my practice that I don't like doing it. I think I have one person doing it right now out of about 500 people. So it's, you know, it's just something that we don't do. Does anyone know anything about Zepbound? We know a lot about it. Give us, DM us. Do GLP, you've already answered that one. What's your protein daily goal? Women, 100 grams a day. Guys, 120. Oh, I don't know what AMPK metabolic activator is. I'd have to actually look that up. Never heard of that. So the difference between S and T, one molecule, that really honestly is it. And it's too much science to get into on here. But it's one molecule and a whole bunch of money. That's the easiest way that I always explain it. All right. Can I use it if I have factor 5? Yes, you may. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Definitely not an issue at all if you have factor 5. Yes, it can help boost your metabolism if you take the GLPs. So definitely. All right. Trying to get through these questions, guys. I am so sorry. I'm behind and I'm working on it. I'm 3 weeks in on S. This past weekend, my blood pressure dropped 90/60, had to hydrate. Hydration is key. Hydration is key. Anytime you are trying to change your diet or trying to change your lifestyle, you have to stay very, very well hydrated. 64 to 80 ounces is your minimal goal, but you also need to put in your electrolytes. So I drink 2 little Propel packets a day in my water, but then you also need to think about, you know, if you are, just lost my train of thought, sorry, but you want to make sure that you're getting your Propel or get any kind of electrolytes. I personally do not like the IV hydration. There's too much salt in those, so that's going to make you retain fluid. So you want to be careful with those. The other thing is every glass of caffeine you have, you need to drink an additional, So if you have a 6-ounce glass of coffee, you need an additional 6 ounces of water. That's what I was trying to say before I lost my train of thought. Most of my groups I belong to, the women are having irregular periods and are getting, they're getting a period back because this works with your hormones. So what I tell people is if they are getting their periods or their periods are changing after a month or two, if they don't regulate, they need to go get checked. Because if PCOS is a hormonal related issue, okay, or maybe they have fibroids, or maybe they're in menopause, or maybe they're having something going on. So PCOS is an insulin related issue. So what you're doing is you're correcting that insulin issue. And what's happening is that is doing something to the hormones. So the hormones then are all haywire. So somebody that's in menopause, or they thought they were in menopause, now they're taking something that is affecting their hormones because their insulin resistance is getting fixed. So they need to go get that checked. And we do hormone checking as well. So we can check the labs, we can check all that, we can help balance out the hormones. But you need to go and get an ultrasound. You know, do you have fibroids? Do you have PCOS? Do you have ovarian cysts? Do you have a lot of stuff going on? So Sarah, it is related 100% because I've seen it too many times for it to not be related. So I 100% think that it is related. So I can do the labs and I can check that anywhere in the country. I can check your labs, except for those 3 states that I don't cover. So I've seen it way too many times. I do way too many of these lives. I mean, yesterday, I think I had between both of my pages, 5,000 people go through on my live. And so I see a lot of people going through here. And it really, I see it all the time. And even in my clinic and the people that I talk to in my clinic, we see a lot of women talking about, you know, the hormones and their periods and things like that. So Sarah, I don't know which groups you're in, and honestly, with all of you guys, if there are groups that you're in, I would be more than happy to come on and talk in any of these groups because I am a nurse practitioner. I do have the ability to prescribe these. So if you're in any groups that are, you know, talking about GLPs or hormones or anything like that, just get a hold of me, DM me, and I would be more than happy to, you know, go on and do like a group thing. Oh, thank you for all the gifts. That's awesome. I appreciate that. If you want to get labs with us, all you have to do is DM us and we can definitely help you. So just DM a message and then, you know, we can definitely reach out. Kendra, you are phenomenal. I really appreciate that. She just gave me like 49 roses. That was really cool. I really appreciate that. So just DM us. The labs themselves are $199, and if you do choose to get hormones, the first month of hormones are free. So we can really help you, and we only do bioidentical, so everything is 100% natural, and we can definitely help you with that whole process. And it's not just hormone labs. I actually do check your thyroid, vitamins, and a lot of different things as well. So if you're interested, just reach out. We can definitely help you. All right. I was on the med, Manjaro, no matter how little or what I ate, I got sick. Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. That is when I suggest trying the other one. Because if one is making you sick, then you could possibly try the other one. You may just be one of those people, unfortunately, that are sick on both of them. Or what we do is we preload you with Zofran a lot of times, and that we can prevent you from getting sick on them. So that's something that we can talk about as well. Have you seen people stop taking HRT while on GLPs? I'm in menopause, HRT not working. So what we do with our HRT is a lot of times they work very well together. I've actually not had anybody stop because HRT is not working. I've actually found the opposite. So our HRT and our GLPs work very well together. And basically what it is we have to do the labs to figure out what your dosing is and where you're at, and making sure that your dosing is at the proper levels, because they're going to work well together if they're dosed properly together. So we have to make sure that everything is properly dosed. And that's what I do a lot of. So, like I said, I've been doing the GLPs for 4 years, but I've been doing the hormones for 4.5 years. So I've been working with these together for a very long time, and I've been really trying to process and put them together for a long time. I'm 51, so as you can tell, I'm very passionate about both of these and putting them together. And I've really figured out how to put them together appropriately, and I've done a darn good job of it. And there is no dumb question. How do I DM you? I click on Recrea Health and it asks me to be in a fan club. Okay, there are 3 little dots at the bottom of your phone. Hang on, let me check this. So, okay, so, whale poop. All right. Okay, somebody might have to help her. Okay, you go to the little arrow at the bottom of your phone. I actually had to just do this. So you go to the arrow at the bottom of your phone, and then you can message. It's SMS, I think is how you do it. And then you just message me from there, I believe. So, and it wasn't a dumb question because I don't know how to do it either. Megan, can you help her? Or Veronica. I think we just had a patient walk in, so Veronica might not be available, but Megan might be able to help you. Oh my goodness. There you go. All right. The closest labs to me is still an hour. The closest LabCorp to you is an hour and a half away, Megan. Are you kidding me? Holy moly, you must live in Timbuktu. I know you said you did live in Timbuktu. All right. So Susan says she's heard of so many terrible long-term effects. Susan, I don't know who you're talking to, but they've been telling you a bunch of hooey. So, first of all, they're telling you a bunch of hooey because there are so many good effects. There aren't terrible long-term effects. They have actually done so many studies to actually show the opposite. For instance, they are showing cardiac benefits, kidney, nervous system, and they just researched liver, and they are actually the only bad things that can happen is pancreatitis, which is very rare, vision, which is typically only for diabetic retinopathy, and then there is also the thyroid medullary cancer, but that's only if you've had thyroid medullary cancer. And so far, that's only been in rats, overdosed rats. So really, Susan, there aren't any long-term effects. So I don't know who has been telling you these things. They really aren't true. Somebody's been fibbing to you. Okay. Click on her profile picture and click on the profile picture again. And then that's how you DM me or message me. I'm on GLP-1 for diabetes and now my weight loss is stalled. How can I start Elling again? So that is also when you DM us because there's so much that I need to go over with you individually, Cowboy fan. So what I would recommend is reaching out because I need to look at your calories. I need to look at your protein. I need to look at your BMI, your age, there's so much stuff that we need to look at for you individually. And then that's how I figure out what's going on with you. Really like LipoBurn. LipoBurn is fantastic. And it really does help with energy, fat burning, and it helps with the immunity support as well. And it's going to give you the ability to do a lot. It's going to help with that stall. But calories should never be less than 1,200 for anybody. Women are 1,300 to 1,400. Guys are 1,600 to 1,800 typically. It depends on the guy. That's a little bit different for guys. And then your protein, 100 for women, 100 grams a day. Guys are 120 a day at a minimum. Sprinkle your protein throughout your day. That's the only way you're going to get it. So we have seen a lot of menopause assistance and help with the GLPs. And we also do hormone assistance as well. So I'm sorry, on the Recrea Wellness side, I was doing really good and then it just jumped down to the bottom. So now I am way off and I have no clue where I was. If I don't get to your question and you have to leave or you are you have to leave, DM me, message me, and I will get to your question, I promise. So I don't know where I was. I'm sorry. So just DM, and if you could please follow me on both my pages, and I can definitely help you. So I have Recrea Health and I have Recrea Wellness, and I would be more than happy to help you guys. And please share my live as well. So does the lipo burn help with fatigue? Yes, it does. Absolutely. 100%. What do we know about the long-term effects? Well, S has been on the market for 10 to 15 years, so they know quite a bit about the long-term effects. They have actually shown that the long-term effects are not bad. I mean, they've shown a lot of really good effects from these. And if you think about what are the long-term effects of obesity, have you ever thought about that? There are way more bad effects of that versus these. These have really, really good long-term benefits. So we really need to look at risk versus benefit. And that's with any med, honestly. You have to look at that. So the question is, do they cause anxiety? So I put a post out on Recrea Health a while ago about anxiety. And I think if you do hashtag anxiety and hashtag GLP, it'll pop up on my Recrea Health page. And what we found is it seems like it's mainly MJ that causes a lot of anxiety. So what I would recommend is that if you are getting anxiety, reach out to your primary or reach out to your provider, because it seems like anxiety happens more in people that have an underlying anxiety and then they start these, but then it also seems like it might be related to the blood sugar dropping, heart rate, blood pressure, or it might be if you're on meds, the meds aren't working as well. So there's something going on in there. So I would definitely reach out to your provider so that they can help you figure out what's going on, because it's just, there's something there, you know, and I really, from what I've noticed, it's more from MJ and T than it is from S, but that's just from what I've seen. It's not researched or anything like that. It's just from the one video that I posted. Yeah, definitely if you're having issues or if you're having any problems, go to your provider. Go to your primary. If you're having anxiety, if you're having any issues, if you're having pain, go to your provider. Do not wait. Don't think, oh, it'll go away tomorrow. Go to your provider, you know, because these can make you sick. And if you are somebody that is getting them from the gray market, or if you're getting them from an online pharmacy, or you don't have somebody like me to talk to, make sure that if you're having problems or you're not feeling right, or, you know, you can't reach out to somebody, please go get help. You know, because you can get sick on these. And that is why I am here. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I have seen some people get sick on these, and you know, it worries me. It really, really worries me. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I want to educate. I want to teach. I want to make sure that you are getting the help that you need. And I want to make sure that you're educated. And I want to make sure that I'm teaching you as much as I can teach you and help you understand that, because it scares me. You know, as a nurse practitioner, it really scares me. And I want to make sure that you understand that you need to, you know, research and make sure that you're asking a lot of questions. And that's why that one video that I posted 2 days ago, you know, what you need to know before you inject, and it's orange, and you just slide through it. So just slide through it, and please share it, you know, share any of my videos that touch you, because I really just want you guys to make sure that you are educated. Thoughts on metformin. Metformin's a really, really old drug, and it really does have its place in medicine, and it really can work. You know, so if you are on it and it's working for you, great. It does have a lot of stomach upset, but it, you know, a lot of times if you have diabetes, it's one that we start you on first. So a lot of people respond to it very well, and then we'll start you on other things to go with it. So if it's working for you, fantastic. All right. What's the general monthly cost of my compound? My compound is one price regardless of dose. So my S is $2.99. My T is $4.50 in most states, and we cover 47 states. And we do a telehealth program, and we don't have any memberships, any contract fees, and no cancellation fees either. And we are always available to you. TSH. Somebody asked about that. That's the main test that they do for your thyroid. Take B's in conjunction with a multivitamin. You have to be careful, but yes. So if you're on any of these meds and it's not pink, you need B12. You need to check to make sure if it has B6 in it, because you need to be careful that you're not taking too much B6. So you want to watch that as well. I've been on a GLP for a little over a year. First now I'm on MJ. It's fantastic. I've been getting a lot of heartburn. Stay away from the simple carbs because they will give you heartburn. If you're getting the heartburn because you're not on digestive enzymes, make sure you're getting digestive enzymes. But most of the time, the heartburn is because you're eating simple carbs. You want to stay away from those simple carbs. Okay. All right. If your anxiety is up, talk to your providers, everybody, please. So do not wait to go to the doctor. Natural Discovery Store, she is dead on with this one. Do not wait to go to your doctor or your provider or your nurse practitioner. Go to your provider if you're having any kind of issues at all. And I am not giving medical advice. I'm just trying to help you guys understand. I'm just trying to teach and educate. I just want you to be careful and understand that you need to know what you're doing with these meds because they can make you sick. They really can make you sick. I stopped 2 weeks in because it was crazy, and that's the only thing that changed. Or I'm assuming you meant that you were crazy. I don't know what you meant by that, but yes, if that's the easiest thing to do, if you start something new and it's changing the way that you feel, then yes, you want to stop that. Is compound the same as the pen? No, it is, but it isn't. If you can think of it kind of as like a generic, it makes it a little, it's different. So what you need to do is I've only been on compound. That's all I prescribe is the compound. I personally like the compound. I've had people leave, go take the pen, and then insurance stops paying for it, and then they end up coming back to me. And they say that mine is a lot more effective than the pen. So I really do like what we have better, and I have more success with it, and I have more W with it. So that's why I like what we have. I supplement the protein to meet my goals, as well as hair, skin, and supplement nails. That's fine. If you do any of those, that's fine. Metformin is not a GLP. It is a completely different type of medication. So if you have stalled, you need to make sure you count your calories. Nobody wants to count the calories, but you know what? Sorry, you have to. Counting calories is so important. Drinking coffee does not interfere with the MJ, but you could put protein in your coffee. And if you drink coffee, you need to drink an additional glass of water because you need to make sure you're hydrated. But no, coffee does not affect the MJ. I drink a chai tea every morning. All right. But if you're stalling, you need to count your calories. Women need to be 13 to 1400 calories. Guys need to be 16 to 18, most guys. Then you need to make sure that you're getting your protein. Women are 100 grams at a minimum. Guys are 120 at a minimum. Then if you are at a BMI of 24.9 to 28 or 29, then you are going to lose slower. You need to reach out and you need to talk to us because we can help you. Yes, they can cause anxiety, especially if you have underlying anxiety or you're already on medication. So you need to reach out and talk to your provider because if you're already on medication, then they need to help you a little bit more. So definitely reach out and talk to your provider and they can help you. So if you have a no decrease in appetite, increase your protein, increase your hydration, and you may need to increase your dose. If the noise and the cravings come back and you've increased your protein, you've increased your hydration, then that's when I say it's time to increase your dose. Okay. Is compound the same as a pen? I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think compound is better, my opinion. What do you know about the long-term effects? I already answered that. I love LipoBurn for the fatigue. We've seen great results here at our clinic. Redness at the injection site, can't talk. What I say is redness at the injection site typically is from the alcohol pad or what it's mixed with. So if you try, the easiest thing to do is try to get rid of the alcohol pad, clean with soap and water, or maybe not clean with anything at all, and see how that goes. But try soap and water, and then, or after you get out of the shower, inject then. But if you are still seeing it, then what I would do is talk to your provider if you're compounded and see if they can change what is in it that might be causing the problem. A lot of time we see it as the B12. So we can change it to the B6 if you're at our clinic. And then if they can't change it, or if it's in the pen, then you need to talk to your provider and see what else they can do. All right. I take MJ. Can I take an RX for WL because I have stalled? I don't really know what you're asking me there. So we don't need a prescription. I can prescribe it myself. I am a nurse practitioner. So what I do is actually take care of everything. I will send it to the pharmacy myself, and then we will have it shipped straight to you. And I work with a physician that has 50 state license, so we handle everything ourselves. What do you think if my liver enzymes are up and I'm on WG? For a year now and not from any other meds. So then you need to talk to your provider and they need to figure that out, because these meds they just found out are liver supportive and they should be helping you. But if you're not on anything else, then it's easy to say that this is the problem. So the best thing to do would be to go off of this and see if your enzymes improve. But there's a lot of things that can cause it. Tylenol, alcohol. There's so many things that could be causing liver enzymes to go up. Then how bad is it? Are they changing? Are they worsening? So there's a lot of different things, but you definitely need to talk to your provider about that. Oh, hang on a second. Oh man, it just jumped on me again. Sorry guys. Make sure you're following my pages, which is Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, somebody asked about R. You know what? We can never get through this without talking about R. All right, R. I am not allowed to prescribe it. Per the Board of Pharmacy of Ohio, I am not allowed to prescribe it. It is in the gray market. It's not FDA approved. Lilly has not released it. The only stuff that is available is the stuff that is coming from other countries, and it is in the gray market. So anything in the gray market that is considered research only, I am not allowed to prescribe it. So therefore, you will not be getting it from me. So these are definitely going to mess with your cycle. Not definitely going to mess with your cycle. Some people, it will mess with your cycle. Remember, PCOS is an insulin resistant issue. Insulin resistance can mess with your cycle. So these can mess with your cycle. So that definitely is something that can happen. Can you take if you're post chemo? I would definitely check with your provider. But in my experience, I haven't had any of my post chemo or oncologist people not have an issue, and the oncologists have said yes. If you have insulin resistance on GLP, does it make you lose slower? Not really, from what I've seen. People have been just fine. You might have to be a little bit stricter in your eating and in your calories and your protein, but most of them have been, doing pretty good, no issues. Are there any contraindications with ADHD and GLPs? Not that I've seen. You just have to make sure that everybody is aware of your medications, all your medications. Actually, every single provider that you have should be very aware of all your medications at all times. If you're barely eating and you feel like you're forcing yourself to eat and you're nauseous, you need to decrease your dose. Hands down, decrease your dose, because you have to eat and you shouldn't be nauseous all the time. These meds should not be making you nauseous all the time. And you need to get Zofran, but decrease your dose. Please decrease your dose. You don't need to be feeling like that. Losing is not that important that you need to feel like garbage. You need to feel good. And if you're doing this the right way, you're going to feel good. And if you decrease your dose and you still don't feel good, reach out to me and I will definitely help you, because I don't want you to feel like that. It's not fun to feel like that. What's the the point in being on these if you're not going to feel good? I don't want you to feel so bad. Yes, you can have improvement in dermatitis because it decreases the inflammation. So yes, you can definitely have improvement with that. Have I had experience with people with gastroparesis? No, I haven't personally had anybody that has developed it. I have heard of maybe 2 or 3 on the lives, and that's just because I've seen so many people on the lives that go through these that have either heard of somebody or they've personally have developed it. But I've not personally had a patient of mine develop it. So no, I have not. Yes, lipoburn can help with the fatigue. DM or message me and I can help you with that. So I don't have any experience with R. Somebody is saying that they feel so uncomfortable and their stomach is constantly making sounds. I can't help you. I don't have any experience with R. It's not released from the manufacturer yet, so I don't even know what you're getting, to be honest with you. I would say reach out to whoever you purchased it from. So I'm sorry, I can't help you. It's be very careful. Be very, 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 very careful. Do you have a diet recommendation? Okay. I don't give a recommended diet, meal plans, or anything like that. R is retatrutide, and that's the only time I'm saying it because I can get in trouble on here. All right, so I don't give a specific plan. What I do is I tell people no simple carbs, and that is anything processed to be white. So white sugar, flour, pasta, rice. And so what I do is you avoid those. You want your complex carbs. So your complex carbs are anything naturally in the earth. So that's your vegetables, roots, potatoes, whole grains, and oats. Very, very limited fruits because your fruits are going to turn into sugar if you don't burn it. So if you don't have a gallbladder, you need to be careful with your fats. So you want your lean proteins. And that really honestly is what I tell everybody. The gallbladder, the only difference is lean proteins, but you want 75% of your diet to be protein and then 25% of your diet to be complex carbs. That's the only difference, okay? So black box warning about gastroparesis. If you are moving your bowels every day and you are following the recommendations that we give you, you will not have any of the gastroparesis. The pancreatitis is very rare. The thyroid medullary cancer is also in there, but that has only happened in rats so far. Gastroparesis is pretty rare. And if you're following what is recommended in the diet, making sure your bowels are moving, if you're getting that sour stomach, you're taking your digestive enzymes, you're taking probiotics, you're taking your fiber, you're taking your magnesium, you're making sure the bowels are moving. It's honestly very rare. I have been doing this for 4 years. I'm gonna knock on wood. I've not had a case in my clinic at all. I'm gonna knock on wood again. So it is rare, but it is a risk. So you know what though? Look at the risks with your Tylenol. Look at the risk with all the medications that are out there. There's black box warnings on so many things, but you just have to be careful with all sorts of things. So what we do is we have to educate, we have to teach, we have to make sure that everybody knows how to prevent these things. And that is what my job is as a nurse practitioner, is to make sure that I'm educating and I'm teaching and I'm monitoring and I'm, making sure that I'm giving people the information. And if I'm giving you that information, then, I'm following up with you. I make sure every week I'm following up with you. I'm sending you an email. We're checking that email and, or you're in my clinic and I'm doing a visit with you. And, so my job is to make sure that I'm following up with you. So when you're getting these things online, are they doing a weekly check-in with you? Are they doing all of these different things with you? So that's what I'm always trying to teach and educate and make sure that you're getting follow-up with, because a lot of you aren't. And that's what my job is to make sure that I'm there for you. But, so that's okay. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm doing. I've made it a personal mission to teach and educate and avoid the bad side effects because that is my job. That is why I am here. And that is why I'm asking you guys to share my live. That is why I'm asking you to follow me and share my videos because I need to educate and teach to keep people safe and keep people educated and make sure that everybody knows how to be safe on these medications and be successful on these medications because you can really get ill. But you can also be very successful. Look at me in the background, okay? I am here to help you be safe. And if you want a free consultation by myself or my team, just reach out. We are here for you. All right. We offer these in 47 states. I don't care if you buy from me. I could care less if you buy them from me. You can, 100% you can, but I am just here to teach and educate. That's all I really want to do is just teach and educate and make sure that you are safe and you're doing what you need to do to be successful. That's all we are here for. Okay. All right. Moving on. All right. Can't go to the bathroom. So that is a problem. That's a huge problem. That will actually put you in the hospital problem. All right. Fiber every single day. And I like Metamucil gummies. You guys are going to find out I love gummies. All right. Gummies, Metamucil gummies. I do 3 a day. You want to start out with 1 a day every day. 2, and then 1 a day for a couple days, 2 a day for a couple days, 3 a day for a couple days. Go to my Recrea Health page. I have tons of videos about poop, how to poop, when to poop. I don't like the capsules for the fiber. I've not seen as good success with the capsules, but some people like them. I like the gummies because I like gummies. It makes me think I'm getting gummy bears. If you want to try the capsules, you can, but I haven't seen as good a success with the capsules, just to be honest with you. Okay. I have 2 probiotics that I really like. I like Leaf Air. One, there's videos that are on mine. My kids cringe every time they watch them, but they're absolutely hilarious. So Leaf Air, Leefar, which I don't have the container in here. It's pink and yellow. But it's funny because they're the She Juicy videos, which makes my kids cringe, which are absolutely fun to do. But they are on my Recrea Health page. They are like candy. The gummies are like candy, and that's why I like them because I try not to eat candy anymore. So they make me think I'm getting gummy bears every day. Okay, so Leaf Air is actually gummies, and they taste like pineapple. So then there's ZenWise, so if you get like the sour stomach or you need digestive enzymes, then you can get that ZenWise, which has the digestive, but it also has girly health in it as well. So you need the probiotics. Then the third gummies that I like are the Magnesium 14 and 1. They are VEV, V-E-V, which are also on my Recrea Health page. So those ones are like grape gummies. So now we got a bunch of gummies that we're eating. So we get candy every day, which is fantastic because they're all sugar-free. There you go. I just gave you guys candy every day, and we're all on a health conscious thing that we're doing here. Okay. So then if you're not moving your bowels every day, you need Miralax. Now, somebody told me the other day that Miralax is now in gummies. I did not know this, and I have to find these because I don't have it as often now, but Miralax is kind of like my go-to if I don't have a bowel movement. I used to have to do it every day. Now I'm like every 2 to 3 days. I know, Megan, right? Miralax is now in gummies. I did not know this, okay? So I'm like super excited. I need to get me some. So Miralax is my go-to when I don't have a bowel movement for 1 day. I take Miralax. Now, if you are somebody that's like 2 to 3 days out, you've been doing your Miralax and you're still not having it, I have the thing called Big Daddy, and I've actually made videos of Big Daddy. It's called Senna Plus. It's in kind of like an aqua, light green bottle, and it's on my Recrea Health page as well. I point over there because the screen is over there for that video or for that live. Sorry. But my Recrea Health page, it's called Senna Plus, and it is, you take one First time you ever do it, take one. I took 2 the first time and I thought I about died. So I recommend taking 1, but that is when you don't go for 2 to 3 days, and that should really clean you out. So that's my bowel regimen that I do. And I have posted many videos about that. And I've posted like the text videos that just is like a little text card kind of thing that just kind of gives you the recipe of how to help a bowel movement. And it really explains it too. So digestive enzyme, probiotics, and what? So on my Recrea Health page, I have this all written out in like this little text card thing. It's just like this new feature that TikTok has, and it is on my Recrea Health page. So if you go on there, it's all written out. So quickly, what it is, it's fiber, probiotic, magnesium, 14 in 1. Then if I don't go for a day, I take Miralax. Then if I don't go for 2 to 3 days, it's Senna Plus. Typically, I'm going every day, so I don't need the Senna Plus. I try to avoid Senna Plus at all costs because that stuff, I'm not joking, is the big daddy and it will clean you out. Okay, so that's my typical regimen is those 3 things and the Miralax added in there. Typically, I'm doing pretty darn good with Metamucil, Leafair, and magnesium. Typically. And sometimes I'll take 2 of the magnesium, but typically just 1 of the magnesium, and I'm going every day. So yeah, good. Megan says she's doing all 3 of those and that's working great with her. So really, honestly, since I've been doing that, I've not needed the Miralax every day. I might need my Miralax 2 times a week, 3 times a week. And I was Miralax every day. So it really does work, everybody. And there's a text card on my Recrea Health that gives you the exact breakdown. And I've actually got the breakdown for the hair loss on there. I've got all of those on the Recrea Health page. So if you go on there, you can see those. So it can really break that down for you. So if you get diarrhea, okay. So diarrhea a lot of times is simple carbs or fatty foods when you haven't had fatty foods for a while. Fiber. You have to take your fiber and your probiotics. So I highly recommend fiber and probiotics every day, regardless of whatever your bowel movements are. Now, if you're on magnesium and you get diarrhea, don't take the magnesium because magnesium will help with constipation causing diarrhea. So you need to make sure that you're doing fiber and probiotics. Now, diarrhea, you need to make sure, okay, is it, like within day 1, 2, or 3 of the shot? Did I have a simple carb? Did I have fried fatty food? Do I have a stomach bug? Okay, because somebody I talked to today, I think they seriously had a stomach bug. Because if you have the stomach cramps, that's probably a stomach bug. Or if you have stomach pains, might be a stomach bug. So diarrhea is kind of one of those complicated ones. I'm not a big fan of Imodium. I would rather let the diarrhea run its course. But after you get over a couple days, then you might have to bring in that Imodium. But stay hydrated. Lipoburn. If you're interested in lipoburn, reach out and do a free consultation or DM us. DM or message us and we can help you with that. Okay. Lipoburn. Reach out, DM or message, and we can help you with that. I can't help you with any Retta questions. Sorry, I can't help you with that one. Is it true that when you start, you can be on, you will be on them forever? No, that is not true. We highly recommend that you wean off, and we can help you with the weaning off process. Basically, what you do is you go down in dose to the lower doses, and then you go to every 10 to 14 days, and then you just keep doing that. I refuse to answer any questions about any other pharmacies. We are definitely a telehealth program, so if you're looking for a telehealth program, you can call us and talk to us. R is not on the market through the FDA or through Lilly. It's coming from other countries. Now we're on the subject. I'm not eating much, so does that mean less frequent trips to the toilet? No. You should still be going to the bathroom every day, regardless of however much you're eating, because you're taking fiber. So you should still be going to the bathroom every day. Yeah, you have to go to the bathroom every day, regardless of how much you're eating. Yeah, you have to go every day. You have to. I make sure I go every day. And, it's just really important. You're taking your fiber. If you're not eating a lot, you need to decrease your dose. Okay. It's really, really important. Yeah. Bowels are always a hot topic. Every time I do one of these, we always get stuck on this. When you plateau, yes, you can go up in dose, but first, you need to make sure that you look at your calories. You don't want to be eating too little. You don't want to be eating too much. You want to make sure you're getting your protein. You want to make sure you're hydrating, and also make sure you're moving your bowels every day. That's really important as well. And you want to make sure that you are doing those things before you increase. You can actually throw in the lipo burn. That could be something that you do as well. So, something you can do also. I am on HRT and gained, yes, HRT can do that to you because HRT is going to make you gain water. So if you're not eating clean, which means no simple carbs, you can actually have that increase in water. So if you want to know if GLP is covered by your insurance, you actually have to call your insurance and you have to ask them. Ask them, what is the requirement for my insurance to cover this? And then you go to your provider, your primary care, and then ask them, do I have these things? And then you can submit it through your insurance that way. May the force be with you. Because insurance is a pain in the dupa. And that is why I gave up insurance about 9 years ago. No, R is not available. I just have blood work and my calcium and potassium are very high. Should I be concerned? Yes. And you need to talk to your provider and figure out what's going on. All right. That is what's going on there. My skin is very sensitive. Okay. That can be from the B12, that could be from the B6, that could be what your compounded is mixed with. You need to make sure that you're talking to your provider because they need to switch up what it's mixed with. If you're on name brand, that's a totally different ballpark or game, so you need to talk to your provider about that as well. Okay. All right. I'm on O. Type 2. Okay. When you are a type 2, actually go to my Recrea Health page. I actually did a video on type 2 and on these meds. So you have to do things a little bit differently. So what I would highly recommend is that you watch that video because some people were putting some pointers in there as well. And then you reach out to your provider. But if you can't get any answers from them, definitely reach out for a free consultation and I can help you. So I can really help you with that. So definitely, you do have to be a little bit stricter and a little bit tighter. She's just a restart. So just lowest dose and then we'll order.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely just reach out to your provider. If you can't get answers, then reach out to us and I can help you with that also. So Michael said that he had some patients that had some major complications. That is why I am here, because I need to make sure that everybody is very well educated and taught, because yes, you can get very sick from these. And if people aren't careful on where they're getting them from, if you're not careful on following instructions, you don't understand what you're doing, then you can get very sick and people can die from these. You have to be very careful. And if you don't know what you're doing, please reach out. If your GLP is pink, does it mean, what does it have in it? It has B12 in it. So you need to make sure you know what's going on. I started up again on my shot and I was so nauseous yesterday. What dose did you give? You may have given too much. So, you need to be mindful of that. What supplements should I take? So if you're on name brand, you need to be on a B vitamin. Definitely on a B vitamin.
What did she say?
When's my next patient?
Soon.
Okay, I'll just get off.
Okay.
All right, guys. If I didn't answer your question, I would highly recommend that you DM me. I had a patient show up, so I am going to go ahead and take that. So if you could just DM me, I know there's a lot of questions on here. Let me roll through this very quickly. A lot of these I've answered. Water, how much did you drink? 64 to 80 ounces. If you are looking for these medications, reach out to me. I can definitely help you. We cover 47 states. I work with a physician that has 50 state license. RS is $299 in most states. RT is $450 in most states, and we could definitely help you. So if you're looking for a pharmacy, if you're looking for a clinic, we can definitely help you. It's telehealth. If you are looking for R, I would recommend not purchasing it. I would stick with what is known and what is out there. S&T are very well known and they're safe. And if you go with a provider that knows what the heck's going on, like me, I've been prescribing them and on them for 4 years. Megan, love you too. You guys are phenomenal, and I am grateful to be here with you. And I am going to be back on Thursday. If you're interested in a lipoburn or you're interested in any of the supplements that I talked about, you can DM or message or go to my Recrea Health page. A lot of my information is on there. I do have my backup page, which is Recrea Wellness. So anything that you need, I am available here for you. So please reach out. I am all about educating and teaching. That is why I am here. So definitely reach out. Anything you need, opinions on Quizma. I do not like phentermine. I am not a fan of it. It's addictive. It has a lot of side effects with it, so I'm not a big fan of it. Somebody just asked that. So any questions at all, please follow both of my pages, Recrea Health and Recrea Wellness, and you can always reach out to us. And I thank you so much for being with me today. And if you have any questions at all, DM, message me, and I'm here for you. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.